For more than 50 years, groups led by volunteer guides have been roving through Boston, reveling in its built beauty and rich history.
So we got our start in the American Bicentennial in 1976. Our founder, a woman named Polly Flansburgh, loved the city of Boston, especially its architecture.
Samantha Nelson is executive director of Boston by Foot, an educational nonprofit that relies on lifelong learners to give of their time to be trained and act as guides. People like Kevin Main, who's plenty busy.
So I'm an engineer. I do supply chain logistics.
But makes a point when not at his day job to teach groups about the American Revolution.
The other colonies saw what was happening to Boston, saw what was happening to the Massachusetts Bay Colony, and said, if they can do it to them, they can do it to us.
Boston by Foot explores that type of more conventional Boston history, but also much more.
Social history, we have tours on literature. One of my favorite tours is a tour called Reinventing Boston, which is actually all about how Boston is built on made land and all the engineering that goes into making the city what it is today. One is called Boisterous Bostonians, which is all about kind of civil unrest.
There's an LGBTQ plus history tour.
The ideas of marriage equality for the LGBTQ plus community started here. So it's a different tour, but it's still a history tour.
Boston by Foot also strives to cover as many Boston neighborhoods as possible.
Good morning. Thank you.
With some 200 volunteer guides on their roster, they get around.
Welcome to Dorchester. My name is Alice.
Alice Brown has been leading groups for more than a decade.
I trained as an urban planner and thought it would be a great way to learn more about the city.
Her Dorchester North Burying Ground tour takes us to Upham's Corner.
The first town meeting in what is now the United States happened here in 1633.
Owned by the city, the burial ground is often locked, but not for Boston by Foot. Among notable stops, the ornate resting place of William Stoughton.
He's most well known for being the Chief Justice in the Salem witch trial.
Also, the marked graves of 3 enslaved people.
And it's really incredible that we can come and honor their memory here today.
Right next to the burying ground is the highly acclaimed restaurant Comfort Kitchen, built in 1912 as a comfort station. Yes, a public restroom.
A mission-style building, really rare in Boston. It's got stucco sides and a tile roof.
And up the street, a movie theater that dates back nearly as far.
November 11th, 1918, the armistice was signed and the Strand Theater opened.
Boston by Foot aims to stand out not only in its multitude of topics, but in how the many stories of Boston are told.
If we see it just as it is today, we can't imagine a more exciting future. But if we look at the history of how the city has been built and gotten to where it is, I think there's a lot more that we can dream up.
Anne Langone, who grew up in Dorchester, says including homes like hers matters.
It's feeling valued, honestly.
Collin Knight could not agree more. The founder of Live Like a Local, he leads tours in Dorchester, his hometown of Roxbury, and where we meet Jamaica Plain.
I feel like the visibility isn't there for a lot of the neighborhoods that have this food history and culture.
On this day, we are eating, more like feasting.
Food is a universal thing where everybody understands that. Even if you don't understand what they're saying, if you put some food on the table, we all can enjoy together.
Starting with sweets, Collin says the it place for event cakes in JP is Gondress Bakery and Cafeteria. Jomelis Peguero, whose family owns the corner destination, says they're also famous for a trio of treats.
The Gondress Temptation is like a passion fruit mixed type of tres leches.
Really good on a hot day.
The pineapple is a pineapple cake. It's very nice and rich in flavor. It's nice and moist. And then same thing with the guava.
I love the texture of the cake itself.
Just down Center Street, the main drag is Piccolo, home to one huge empanada.
I got the bacalao, so this is the codfish empanada.
So I got this enormous veggie empanada.
Yes.
It's like smoking hot.
There's a lot of vegetarian options for people who don't eat meat here as well.
Collin says he's mindful when selecting locations.
It's not just about my tour, it's about how are we going to circulate dollars within these communities using tourism.
It's so fresh, it's so good.
Also on his mouth-watering list is Top Mix. They're known for serving homey bar food with a Caribbean twist, from chicharrón de pollo or cerdo, chicken or pork, to smothered street corn and shrimp plantain guac bites. Maybe just get the sampler.
We got fried cheese here, tostones, we got fried pork, and fried chicken tenders. It's awesome.
There's a lot that's awesome in this area, says Michelle Flynn, manager of Brendan Bean Pub.
Ethiopian restaurants, Mexican restaurants, Cuban restaurants, and the great thing about the pub is you can bring the food in here and enjoy it, and there's so many options.
Collin says no visit to JP is complete without a cold beer here.
It speaks to the Irish community that was here before. We got a ton of Irish bars up and down Center Street that have been here for years and years.
Well, Collin, here's to living like a local.
Here's to living like a local. Cheers. And cheers to Brendan Beans.